when you think about what's happening with Gen AI and machine learning, every company out there is experiencing what I call a fear of missing out, right? And what our clients are doing is like looking at where their competitors are doing and where they are in the journey. And more and more of them are saying, I got to get going, right? And so from that perspective, many of our clients are now looking for companies like myself to actually help them get started, right? Because there are real risks around using Gen AI without expertise to help you. There's risk around security and data. There's risk around the cost of the service. And so from that perspective, having a company like ours, we'll sit down with them and help them through the journey is the best way to get the most effective results in the least amount of risk. And from that perspective, we typically have seen that our clients use our workshops, and from a workshop perspective, actually sitting down and figuring out an actual problem, because many companies are actually wanting to use Gen AI, but don't actually have a problem to solve for it. So we actually sit down with them and we look at their business and say, okay, here's an actual practical use of Gen AI to solve your business problem by either making you more cost effective, better at what you do, or faster at doing what you're doing. And so from that perspective, identifying a real business case that they can get started with that's a low-hanging fruit, something that they can put their hands around with minimum implementation. And then once we get that done, making sure that we then execute that plan against what I usually put in place, something called essentially a Gen AI acceptable use case policy. By doing that, they can actually make sure that not only is their project following the rules of the road for their company around Gen AI, but everybody else in the company is following these set of rules as well. And so using Gen AI in a methodical way with a sort of a crawl, walk, run methodology has allowed many of our clients to really take advantage of the benefit of Gen AI. One of my clients actually, they had a challenge with essentially their analysis with decisions associated with their .org. Their .org typically took 200 hours to do enough analysis to make up a decision on which grants that they should select. By doing this, using our Gen AI algorithm, they actually reduced the time it took them to actually use those to do the research down 85%, right? And this was an easy win by essentially consuming all their research data, using all that research data and using a bot-like repository type Gen AI model. We were able to essentially help them very quickly make decisions. And so that's an example of how Gen AI can be a very productive, very easy way to get our clients to use Gen AI in a simple fashion and generate real business benefit that allow them to generate business cases for even more advanced business cases in the future.